Well, it will probably be up to the United States Supreme Court to settle this issue of whose name appears on a ballot or doesn't. Maine and Colorado, as you know, have been very, very busy trying to get Donald Trump's name off it. Now, a Maine judge has delayed a ruling banning Mr. Trump from the state ballot. She certainly wants to hear first from the Supreme Court. That could settle this issue once and for all. I believe they're going to have a hearing on it among the Supreme justices on February 8th. David Scanlan, in the meantime, joins us, the New Hampshire Secretary of State. He isn't endorsing anyone. This is not political for him. He is just saying right now the move to remove the former president's name from the ballot in his state just wasn't happening. He was getting a great deal of pressure to remove it anyway. Didn't want to get in the middle of that. Secretary, good to have you.
It's nice to be here.
What was your thinking behind that? Holding off? There have been a number of pushes nationwide. Get him off the ballot, get him off the ballot. What do you think?
New Hampshire was one of the first states where this issue was raised. There were some constitutional academics that produced a white paper. There were some politicians in New Hampshire that were trying to promote the idea. I worked with the Attorney General in the state, and we took a look at the statute and the Constitution. And in New Hampshire, it's very clear that to run for president, a candidate must meet the Article 2, Section 1 qualifications, which is 35 years old, natural-born United States citizen, and have lived in the country for 14 years. And that's
pretty simple, isn't it? Basic.
And those things.
But what if indictments come up? Do convictions change things? People have all sorts of views on that.
We've had candidates run in the New Hampshire presidential primary from prison.
Is that right?
They were incarcerated felons.
So it's not just the cold weather here. Things can get weird, right? Okay.
No, it's as long as they meet those constitutional requirements, which are very easy to prove or disprove, the name goes on the ballot.
You know, it is a slippery slope, to your point, no matter how you feel about Donald Trump or any other candidate who might be exposed to this, that it could be open season on just removing a candidate you don't like from a ballot. It's a leap, and maybe you're not comfortable predicting, but how do you think the Supreme Court weighs in on this issue?
I don't want to predict how the Supreme Court is going to weigh in, but the part of the thought process in making our decision was that it's a slippery slope because there are many elected offices that apply, federal and state, and if you have an individual that all of a sudden has the discretion on whether somebody's guilty of an insurrection or not without due process, that could be abused in the future. And the other thing to remember is that the process we're going through now are the nominating events in each state to choose delegates for the convention. Some hold primaries, some hold caucuses, some are party run, some are state run. And this is not the arena where this particular issue should be playing out.
Would a conviction change any of that?
I don't believe so. No. I think the bottom line is,
like you say, people have run from prison, right?
The Supreme Court has to make the decision on how this situation plays out. And
okay. I got it. All right, Secretary, thank you very much. Dan Scanlan, the New Hampshire Secretary of State. That's a pressure cooker of a job right there.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.